Hey, you're watching Tristar Diggin. My name is Sam, and today starts a new chapter in Tristar Diggin journey. Behind me here is two trucks that are loaded up with equipment, and both are going to be heading out for the first time ever. And the reason they're heading out at the same time is because I finally got around to doing something you guys have been saying for a long time, is that I need some help. Well, help is here. I introduced Ross in the last video, at the end of the last video, but you'll see him today. He'll be here in a few minutes, and we'll get loaded up and head out these two trucks. First job we got to go to, we're going to drop the dump truck and the 313 off. We're going to take a tree down later today. The first job we're going to actually do is back at the basement job that I dug several weeks ago. We got to go back and finish the rock pad for them, the plumber to come in and put the plumbing in so they can pour a concrete pad. Ross and I have made it to the job site here, and I'll give you just a look around, but this is a job site I did several months ago in videos where I dug out the basement and got it ready for these preformed concrete walls. And what I mean by that is superior wall system, and they come out with the crane, and the crane pad was sitting right there. They come out and set these walls with a crane, and they are 100% waterproof, and it's a really fast system, and the builders really like it. And while I'm thinking about it, I want to give a shout out to Dave Banks at 513 Land. What is the official name? Land and Tree. I got his shirt on today. Dave was the winner of the mini excavator giveaway that we did a few weeks ago, and credit to him, and it's just a testament to goodwill. You know, Dave's name was drawn for that, and he turned around and said, Sam, you know what? Just give that thing away again. So that is really cool of him to do that, and I'm thinking probably sometime later we'll figure out a way with the Cleveland Community Kitchen, maybe do another giveaway on that thing. So appreciate that, Dave. We are going to get started here. Ross is the new addition, and Ross hails from Maine, the great state of Maine. How did you get here from Maine?
Well, this is where we broke down.
You drove, right?
This is as far as we could make it. Sam gave me a job, so happy to be down here. Excited to learn.
He was trying to go to Florida where it's a little warmer, and broke down on the way. No, Ross had been looking for land and property for quite a while.
A couple of years now.
To move a little bit farther, to move south from Maine, and so he kind of landed here. And along the way, we kind of tell you the story how Ross got here. But Ross is an operator. He owned his own business in Maine, and so he's got skid steer, mini X work, an arborist. He did some arborist work. License, yeah. He can weld, and he can do mechanic work, and he can do maintenance work.
A little bit of everything.
And so I just need a chair. I need a seat. But anyway, let's get this knocked out. What we're going to do is basically we've got the laser set up on our grade, and Ross has already started. We're just going to take the clean 57, not 57s, 89s, the clean 89s, and bring in here, and we're just trying to knock this down and get it on grade with the walls. Reason for that is the plumber will come and bed the plumbing into the basement floor, and then once he does that, we have to come back and clean it, straighten it up again, and then pack it. Looking pretty good. One thing we'll have to figure out though is Ross and I are going to have some communicate. We're going to either have to have hand signal training, or we're going to have to get some radios, because we're doing this and you can see each other's lips moving. You're like, I don't know what we're saying. But anyway, we'll figure that out as time goes on. And you know, that's the cool thing about working with somebody. After you work together for a while, you know, you understand there's little signals and stuff that you can give each other and make. We're not there yet. We'll get there.
It's only day 2.
It's day 2. This is pretty close. I'm gonna go up to the truck and get a string while he's raking that out. And so out here at the wall, important part is that they don't want a concrete pad coming all the way out here to the edge. They want about 8 inches flat and then beveled up to this grade right here. So basically it's a monolithic pour. It comes out, bevels down, and then it's flat into that wall right there. About 8 to 10 inches wide all the way down. And just to note, the way these walls were built is once I dug the basement out, I come in here and put 8 inches of this clean 89s, and that's basically what that is what this wall is setting on, is compacted clean 89s. So there's 8 inches in here, and then like I said, we'll get this string run, and we're getting pretty close to getting this knocked out already. What I'm gonna try to do is get some of this rock out to make that flat spot right here, and then we'll kind of hand rake some of it and get it where it needs to be. So if you can see that string, I want my flat part to go into that, and then my bevel part will go back from that. That's pretty close right there, and then the rest of it be kind of some handwork. Ross had a good point. He asked if I wanted to go all the way to the wall with this setback we're doing. But no, I don't. The reason for that is because if we get too close to this wall, we'll start doing some undermining of that wall. And so we'll let the contractor decide how far he wants to come. He may want to come back into here or something, but we'll let them decide that. We got a little bit more that I couldn't get to the skid steer. We'll get that knocked out of the way right there. And something I want to ask is that Ross and I were just talking about communication, and Ross had brought up the rapid radios. I see those advertised a lot on Facebook and Instagram. And anybody using those, if you are, send us a comment, let us know what you think about rapid radio, or if there's other little radio systems that you think works pretty good too. We've thought about headsets where you've got both ears covered or one ear covered with a little microphone. I guess you call it a little mic that comes. Those would work great, and I think they're voice activated, some of them are. Yep. But I think they'd get really hot in the summertime. We're thinking probably just little portable radios. What do you think, and what are you using? I don't know why I'm trying to fine tune it so much, because after we get done, the plumbers are going to come here and mess it all. Nothing against plumbers, but they're going to come in here and dig their lines in and put those pipes in the ground, and then it'll be for us to do this again and get it compacted. All right, we're gonna get this thing, just a little job shut down here. We'll get the truck loaded up. We're going to go ahead and cut that tree down. Now we're gonna dig it out, push it down, and then I'm gonna get a chair and watch Ross cut it up. One of the hardest parts of any job is trying to figure out how to get unloaded, where to park, and all the things going like that. So in a subdivision like this, it makes it even more difficult because you've got curbs and asphalt and stuff to deal with. Best thing we could come up with is just to kind of get the ramps off the road and into this grass area. And then this one is jacked up in the air. I'll have to push that down with the excavator boom, and it's going to raise the edge of that trailer up. Not ideal situation, but that's all we've got for this one. It would have been better if I had mats I could have unloaded in the road, or brought some boards and unloaded in the road, and then make myself a ramp to get over the curbs. But I actually thought this wouldn't be that bad. Wrong. And Ross had a good point there. The tree's bigger than it was the first time I looked at it. They grow. It grew a lot since I looked at it. Now then, got that ramp down, and let's see if we can get this old boy off here. buttoned up, get it pulled out of the way, and then we'll figure out how to get back there to that tree. Off through the woods we go. We're trying to work our way down here to the backyard without causing any damage to the yard, which might be difficult. So the first tree we're going to cut is coming up here on our right. It was an add-on after I'd quoted the job, so that's just something you add. You figure out what it is when you get there, how much you're going to add to the cost of the job when you see the tree. And then I got a stump to dig up over on the other side, which is not a big deal. But I think I could get right in here by this fire pit and be able to push this tree. Now then, I'm back here. We've got a fire pit, a little patio sitting here, and a swing set. But the tree we're going to take down is right by this ribbon. It's a dead tree, this one right here, and Ross is going to cut it. This is just a stump cut. We're not going to dig it up and just push the tree over there and it'll clean it up. And then while Ross is coming, we're going to look at this other tree. This is our, this is the tree that I said was bigger than I remembered it being. We'll dig around that tree and we'll lay it right down in there, and then we got to clean it up. So Ross had a, he's kind of like Mike Miller. He tries to pull some funny stuff every once in a while, and he said, so what's the plan? Are you going to try out my Husqvarna chainsaws and I'm going to try out the 313?
I thought that was a good plan.
No, that ain't the plan. Anyway, let's get this first one cut down and we'll be moving on. All right, let me get in the excavator here and help him push a little bit on it. That's pretty good. We only got one limb out of that other tree. I tried to kind of guide it as it was going down, but I lost control of it. Trying not to break any limbs out, but it wasn't too bad. That was down on the ground. We'll get this other tree on the ground, then we'll come back to clean this up. I guess we'll probably have to put a chain on that and drag that out. All right, let's head down here to the big boy.
All right.
No, I don't want that. I'm allergic to chainsaws. The plan is to straddle this fire pit. I hopefully that it'll fit between my tracks, because I don't want to get too much farther up into the yard. I don't know if this is gonna work or not. Not gonna work, is it? Not even if I go straight? Am I gonna make it? Am I gonna be able to turn?
Drop your bucket
and spin.
Off of
Is my back track going clear? We made it. I think. I think we made it. That was interesting.
So Sam's digging at the roots here, trying to break it free. We're gonna dig and push this one over rather than cutting it down with the chainsaw. Tight quarters around here, pretty close to the house and property line. And there's a few other trees that we're trying to stay out of. Also have another stump right here that Sam's gonna dig out. But maybe he'll give me a chance on the 313 and get a chance to play around with it. Alright, so he's got the roots broken off on these two sides. And he's gonna come over here, finish working his way around, and get the rest of it freed up. Yeah, Sam told me this was a small oak. There's not many branches. This joke's on me. Well, it looks like we got a cow wandering around over here. Hopefully a friendly one. Alright guys, it's down. Make sure you stick around and watch Sam clean it up.
Alright, I did my part.
I was just telling him what you're gonna do.
Alright, I did my part, Ross. Time for you to do yours.
I'll get the dump truck.
Alright, we got that big old girl on the ground. I tell you right now, that was a stubborn tree. I wasn't expecting it to be that difficult to get down, but it was. The stump will be easy to clean up. All that dirt is loose and dry, so that stump will clean up really nicely, get all that dirt off of it. But we have, you got a mess on the ground.
It's a little bit bigger than you first described.
They look even bigger when they're on the ground than they do standing up. All right, we're gonna get this thing, start chopping it up, and most of this is gonna be taken as firewood for my house because I need that for the winter. I'm gonna get the dump truck unhooked and I'll back the dump truck down in here and we'll start loading brush in it. It's nice having a nice young fella to help you out. What he's doing is cutting those up into 12, 14 foot lengths, even the limbs. We'll put those in the dump truck and haul those over to the house. That's broke loose now. Get this stump cleaned up so it save room in the dump truck and also won't be as much weight. Thought I could pick it up, but that's a little bigger than I thought. This here for a little while, get this thing cleaned up, and then hey, I got it picked up, and then we'll be ready to start stacking some brush in the truck. What happened, Ross?
A little pinched up.
Full load on the dump truck, and well, it's not quite full, but I'm gonna have to make a second load to get that big stump in it and to get the other loose brush, and then there'll probably be, what do you think, 2 loads of logs?
I'd say so.
Probably 2 loads of logs. So Ross is gonna stay here and clean up, stack logs, stack brush, and pull that one tree out over there. I got that stump that they wanted. It was right there. Yeah, I got that cleaned up. So let's go dump this off, and we'll be back to pick up some more. We are off, and I'm gonna head and take this to a dump site and get it dumped off, and then we'll be back to get some more. I tell you right now, it's already realized how much of a blessing it is to have Ross to help me. He did work with me a little while yesterday and on a job, but today I'm really recognizing the benefit and the help that he is to me. I mean, we got this tree cleaned up literally in a matter of no time. And I didn't have to run the chainsaw one time. So that's a good day. So I'm thankful to have Ross, and he's gonna be a lot of help to me. Ross has got all this consolidated now, got all the brush over there and all the logs here. We'll get all this cleaned up, get this next load on here, and I'll take it and dump it, and then we'll come back and get some logs on the next one. Dropped it. I think I got it now. I hope. That's all I need to drop that on the truck. I do not want that to happen. That's how I'm gonna be able to lift it right there. I'm going to get in a different position here. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get that out of the truck when I get it home. Nope. I got a problem. I got a problem. Let's bring it over here and drop it a few times and get some more dirt off of it. That big old piece off the top of it right there, that big root is really what's going to cause me problems trying to get it in the truck and getting it out of the truck. Okay, let's try this again. That stump is in the truck, and I'm pretty confident, 100% sure it's gonna get hung when I try to raise that gate up. The only thing I can think of for now, we gotta get it taken off, so let's see what we can do with it. Okay, I really don't see any way that stump is coming out of there by itself. I just don't think that lift gate's going high enough to get it out of there. Oh, this is going to be a disaster. In hindsight, what I should have done was waited and loaded the stump last and brought it home at the same time with the excavator. I don't know, let's see what happens. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what I expected to happen. I shouldn't have put that stuff in the bottom either. I should have put the stump in there by itself. Hope I didn't tear my gate up. Wow. It's always something. It's always something to mess that up bad. The only thing I know to do is go over here and get the 304 excavator and see if I can't do something to get the, honestly, I don't know. I'm just gonna have to try. got a terrible mess. I don't have any idea what to do. But I think what I need to do is turn the dump truck around and maybe hit the brakes going downhill and get the stump to slide forward. At least get the tailgate shut. The way it's setting now, there's a real slim chance I can reach in here and grab a hold of it and kind of roll this end of it out and get it to come out of there. I hope and pray. I really need this to come out of here. Looks like there's only a little bit holding up there at the top. I think if I get the chainsaw up there and cut that off, I'll be able to roll it out of there. We're making some progress now. Let's get that taken care of right quick. On second thought, that is nothing but a big old dirt clod and root at the top of that, and all I would do is mess up my chainsaw. We'll push it forward just a little bit. Get that slide forward just a tad. Then there's a log right here at the end. If I can get that log out right there, that would help my case a lot. That might let the stump slide down far enough to where it can come out now. Please come out of there. Got it. Whew, what a blessing. I didn't tear up a whole lot. I don't think I hit the excavator. I think it just hit the blade. Yeah, we're good. It just hit the blade on that. Bent that just a bit. Looks like I lost the sideboard and I lost the tail light out of the deal. What a mess that was. Let me get this dumped out of here and get back down there and get some logs loaded up. Wow. Looks like the tailgate's still straight, nothing bent on it. I think we come out pretty fortunate on that one. Lesson learned, that's for sure. I want to make sure I got a good bite on that so I don't drop it. That is very heavy and it would ruin the side of a dump truck. Well, it wasn't as low as I thought it was with it. So we got a lot of good work done today, and I will see you either tomorrow or Monday morning when I come to finish this up. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that video there, getting that basement ready for the plumber and then going over and taking out that tree, and wow, was that a mess. when that stump started rolling out the back of the truck, I knew it was bad from sitting in the cab, but it wasn't until I started editing that I saw how violent that actually was. That was close to taking that tailgate completely off of the truck. And you saw my frustrations, and you saw that, you know, it was a bad situation. And at one point, I think I said, I don't even know what to do. So that's what I want to talk about in the message today, because a lot of things in life hit us that way, especially as Christians. There's a lot of things happen in the life of a Christian, persecution and trials and frustrations. But we are to have hope, and we are to maintain that hope and through Jesus Christ. And so what I continue to do through that stump situation is just work through the details. You know, try to figure something out to finally got it out, and it was a blessing to get that thing out and keep on working and not completely destroy the truck. So same way in our life, we need that perseverance. And listen to what the scripture says in Romans chapter 5, starting the latter part of verse 2. It says, rejoice in the hope of the glory of God. And not only that, but we also glory in tribulations, knowing that, this is the part I want to talk about, knowing that tribulation produces perseverance, and perseverance produces character. Listen to this. Perseverance produces character, and character produces hope. So we as Christians are supposed to live in such a way that we know that we're going to face trials and persecution and frustrations in this life. But if we have the perseverance, that perseverance develops character, and then the character develops a hope. And that's what we need in this world today. Just like I worked through the progress and the process of getting that stump out, we should work through those details and situations in our life with perseverance, staying the course, working through it. If we stand in our faith and stand in our assurance of who God is and allow Him to work us through those difficult times in our life, it produces that character and then strengthens our hope. I hope this has been an encouragement to you if you're living in a situation, going through tribulations and you're going through struggles right now. Just stand strong in your faith in Jesus Christ and let your perseverance produce that character, and then that character hope. And I've said that 3 or 4 times, I guess, already. I hope it's been a blessing to you. I appreciate you watching the video. If you don't know Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, it's as easy as ABCR, admitting that we're sinners, believing in Jesus Christ and who He said He was, confessing Him as Lord and Savior, and then repenting. The word repentance means to turn away from sin, have a mind change that produces a difference in the way that we live because of who Jesus is and what He's done for us in our life. God bless you, and I appreciate you watching.